Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Courtney Sanders, and this is freewebadvice.com. I'm going to hop right on into it. And today we're going to be talking about the subject of violating terms and conditions. You naughty, naughty girl. No, if you violated terms and conditions from a company that you've been utilizing, it could be Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, a hosting company, any place where you are going to be creating a web presence has terms and conditions. Yeah, it just does. And we don't read those things. Let's just be honest. Who the heck goes through the terms and conditions of something that you're signing up for, especially Facebook, Twitter, any social network? It's really hard to say, yeah, of course I read those terms and conditions. Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. You didn't. And even if you did, they don't write it in a language that's understandable. So, here, unless you plan on hiring a lawyer, which is not a bad idea, but unless you plan on hiring a lawyer to cipher through the terms and conditions for these companies, my best suggestion would be to operate common sense. Make sure that you don't do things that you believe would potentially get you violated. And you can go ahead and breeze through the terms and conditions. In fact, I definitely suggest you taking a look through some of those things so that you can understand exactly what a violation would be, so that even if the common sense is not so common, when it comes down to what they feel is appropriate and what isn't, definitely read through it so that you can have a clear idea as to what would be a violation of their terms and conditions. Understand that these companies can pull your website or ruin your web presence at will. They have that ability to ruin your web presence at will. Let me say that again. They have the ability to ruin your web presence at will. So understand that because that's in their power and they exercise it, you could be, out of luck if they decide to pull your web presence from up under you. So try to prevent that by understanding that those terms and conditions are for the protection of all users, the protection of their company, the protection of their company's reputation, the protection of their investors. If they allow you to get away with things that violate their terms and conditions, then they have the potential of losing funding. They're not going to choose your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTube, your WordPress, your hosting account over their money. It's not going to happen. So what you need to do is not get violated in the first place. Try not to get violated in the first place, and then you don't have to worry about trying to revive yourself once your account has been violated. Now, if your account has been violated, you can, of course, try to battle them and try to petition the company, whatever the company may be, to restore your web presence. It may not happen. They may have deleted all your files. Even if you win, they may have deleted every bit of your presence. So, that's a toss up there. Make sure you have backup spares, especially when you're talking about YouTube and videos. You're going to lose all your views, but you at least have the content there. This is a very unique problem when it comes down to having web hosting. Now, Twitter, Facebook, those are really at will, because anything can happen. Twitter, Facebook, they could all shut down. Highly doubt it, but it's possible. And, bada bing, bada boom, you don't have it. When it comes down to a website, you can switch hosting companies whenever you would like, but the content and the reason why you have violated the terms and conditions may be something that's preventable, very preventable. If you are, for example, an adult website owner, and you've gone ahead and you found a company that does not take adult websites. If your website is reported or they see that you are doing something adult and they don't like it, they'll pull your entire website, and you might get in trouble in other ways because it just might happen. You want to go ahead and utilize a company that is built for that particular website. If you are a website owner who's creating a social network or a type of social network, and you are burdening one of these servers from these major hosting companies, they will violate you as well because you're taking up too much bandwidth from other customers. they can take your website down as well. So you want to know exactly what your website is doing, how your website is functioning, what your website is capable of, where you see it going, where you see it growing, and find a hosting company that supports your small picture website, the small picture and the large picture, so that you don't violate those terms and conditions and risk losing your web presence. If you've been violated, you're going to have to try and petition the company. You're going to have to try and, stay in the good graces of that particular company if you want to function with that company again, if you want to revitalize your web presence, if staying with them is absolutely necessary. But the best, prevention of that is to make sure you don't do it. Just don't violate them. Especially with the website that you don't mind investing some money in, or a web presence that you don't mind investing some money in, if you're going to do a website and you're going to do it right, you're going to want to invest some money in. Make sure you hire a lawyer, not that expensive, to read over those terms and conditions and have them explain that to you. Especially if you have a website that has a lot of sensitive content on it. You're definitely going to want to have a lawyer look over it to make sure that you're not doing something that could not only get you violated via the terms and conditions, but could potentially land you in jail. It could get that way. So yeah, just make sure you're operating common sense. If you need to speak to a lawyer, don't get violated in the first place. And if you do, petition them, and just be prepared to understand that if you need to revitalize your web presence because your web presence has been destroyed due to a terms and conditions violation, it's just the name of the game, kind of how it happens. Pick yourself back up. Keep doing what you do. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.